Cup of Nations. And these two nations, the first to have the opportunity not only to reach the first ever final, but also clinch a place at the maiden FIFA Futsal Women's World Cup, to be held at the end of the year in the Philippines. They're looking cool and calm, Tanzania, ahead of a match that will likely have not only a huge amount of tension from what we've seen in the tournament, along with plenty of rhythm and dance, plenty of goals. Cameroon, likewise, have certainly been a highly watchable team. It certainly didn't start off well against the host Morocco, but they won out in the battle for a place in the last four with come from behind victory against Namibia, 2-0 down before being 6-4 up in an eventual 6-5 victory. They're certainly prepared and ready, but who will grab this moment to make history and be the first team to ever qualify for the CAF Women's Futsal WAFCON final? So for Tanzania, managing to come through as top dogs in Group C. They started off with a draw against Madagascar, who certainly will feel aggrieved they didn't make it through to the last four, given their 5-all draw with Senegal and then 4-all with the Twiga Stars. But it was Tanzania's 3-1 victory over Senegal that led the way, whereas Cameroon, they came through as the best placed second side in a group. Of course, starting off with that punishing defeat to the hands of hosts and favourites Morocco, 7-1, and yet to bounce back with a victory over Namibia, enough to take them through just ahead of Madagascar and Egypt. So it's now into the knockout stage. First up are semi-finals, then there will be Senegal-Guinea in a 7th placed matchup, and 5th place will be decided between Madagascar and Egypt. And then, at the end of the week, the 3rd place playoff, and of course, then the pinnacle, the final on April 30th. But will it be Tanzania or Cameroon to book the first ticket to that showpiece event and the World Cup? Well, certainly the two coaches will hope they've done all they can to have their players ready for a match that they can't look back at others for experience or to lean on any knowledge. Stepping out into new territory as young fans get a chance to fall in love with the game. Tanzania coach Curtis Darrell Reed himself saying, when you discover futsal, you wonder why you didn't try it earlier. And these women are the ones who will lay the path for those of the future. But in the here and now, there's a place in the CAF Women's Futsal WAFCON final at stake. Will it be the Twiga Stars or the indomitable Lionesses? Just 10 minutes from kickoff, Tanzania versus Cameroon for a place in the WAFCON Futsal final.
begin by the team lineups for Tanzania.
So Tanzania being led by their captain, Violet Nicolaus Mwanakamba. And that's the goalkeeper who's been plenty busy, Asha Ismail Merisho. Tanzania coming through that highly competitive Group C and managing to take top spot in spectacular fashion. 8 goals shared with Madagascar before a 3-1 victory over Senegal that give them this opportunity this early evening, hoping to call in and book a place in the final.
Number 13 رقم 13 زوادي. Number 14 رقم 14 مافورو. Coach is Curtis Darrell Reed. Lineup for Cameroon. تشكيلة المنتخب الكاميروني. Captain of team.
Well, Cameroon, despite defeat against Morocco, clinched their place as the best runner-up by beating Namibia. And certainly their captain has been absolutely inspirational. A hat-trick in that victory. Mbo Mozomo into Yami Bridget Ivana will be looking to lead her Lionesses into the final.
Number 7 رقم 8 بولو. Number 9 رقم 9 بيكوري. Number 10 رقم 10 سانداوا. Number 11 رقم 11 تسيمي. Number 12 رقم 12
The final few nerves.
Number 13 رقم 13
Still the national anthems to enjoy.
Number 14 رقم
They look
14
to then mix it as they try and become the best in Africa.
Referee number 1 الحكم رقم 1 علي محمد أديم from Libya. Referee number 2 الحكم رقم 2 أحمد حمدي from Egypt. Referee number 3 الحكم رقم 3
The second semi-final later tonight between Morocco and Angola.
Referee number 4 الحكم رقم 4 محمد منصور.
First up,
from Senegal.
Tanzania and Cameroon battling for a place in the final. The loser will go into the third place playoff.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of Tanzania. أيها السيدات والسادة، اللحظة من النشيد الوطني لتنزانيا. national anthem of Cameroon. اللحظة يا سيدة السادة مع النشيد الوطني للكاميرون.
So the anthem's over, and now we are moments away from the first semi-final of the CAF Women's Futsal AFCON 2025 to get underway. So 2 20-minute halves. Clock will stop when the ball is out of play. On each occasion restarts, players will have 4 seconds to get it back into play. So Tanzania, their number 7 in goal, Nejaita Idrissa, the main threat for the opponents. Viet Nicholas Iwan Akamba, the captain, a hat full of chances she could create. Also goals on the bench, including Aisha Juma Nunca. And with rolling subs unlimited, both coaches have the option of freshening things up. But it'll be interesting to see how much they'll stick with their starting 5. Well, certainly Cameroon have been happy. In fact, they've managed to make it through after a humbling experience to start off against Morocco. As Ali Mohammed Adim Alayat of Libya leads our refereeing team. Wimbom Ozomo facing up against the Twiga Stars captain Violet. So 5 aside, 4 outfield, 1 goalkeeper. There are also 5 fouls per team per half. Any 6th foul and onwards, a 10-meter direct free kick. So Cameroon certainly coming with much more optimism after victory over Namibia. Defensively, they'll have to be far more sound. They'll certainly be looking to their number 8, Mbona Zoma, who scored a fantastic hat-trick to secure the victory. On the bench, Aurore Seimi herself on the score sheet, as well as Belu, has scored in both of Cameroon's matches, the number 7. She'll certainly want to make an impact once more. So 4-all draw and a 3-1 victory. Tanzania remain unbeaten. Cameroon recovering from a heavy opening defeat to edge Namibia. But now everything is allowing the slate clean at the Prince Moulay Abdallah Hall. And we're underway in the first semi-final of the inaugural CAF Women's Futsal AFCON. Tanzania against Cameroon. Will it be the Twiga Stars or the indomitable Lionesses to take up the place in the weekend's final? Ball just drifting out before the effort wide of the target. So having a pensive look, Curtis Dowell Reid, former player himself, now looking to lead the way. The next UK pro, looking for that tiki-taka futsal style, but it's Cameroon with some early possession. It's a really good ball switched out, but in the end, Natasha Elem Ekoso couldn't hit the target. Well, standing on the other side, Louis-René Epé, certainly hoping for a swashbuckling performance. Certainly, along with the rest of women's football in Africa, more and more exposure, opportunities, and now futsal taking centre stage. Epé rated his own team a 7 out of 10, calling them technically disciplined, physically resilient, but needing to polish their tactical nous. And of course, that's one of the most important things about this competition coming to fruition, along with the first World Cup at the end of the year. The building blocks in place for a bright, bright future. They're taking absolutely no chances there at the back. Chantal Ngai playing it out as Stumai Abdallah Atuman. They're back in play, and it's another wayward effort this time from Fatima Isa Suleiman. And Curtis Reed said they've corrected mistakes earlier and prepared for this challenge, having earned their first ever AFCON win, as Cameroon did in their final match day. Just the 3-team groups, so there were only 2 matches for each side. Now seeing the countries having had a taste of the action. Competition only getting more fierce. Chance to build from the back, but that's given away cheaply. Stepping onto it, Issa. Captain twisting. And a nudge there on Violette. Brings about a free kick. Well, as you see, a card above Cameroon's name. That indicating a first foul. As mentioned, 5 allowed per half. That's fired in on target, maybe. Certainly no dangers taken by Caliste Chantal Ngai. So kick-ins in futsal. And Issa has it for this corner kick. There's a bit of space. But again, they haven't got their shooting boots on yet. This time fired high over by Anastasia Anthony Katunzi. Daphne Chuwungaba tries to prod it through, but handball the decision, giving Cameroon back possession. Mboma Zomo over this. Dropping back to offer an easier pass, but instead looked like she was going for goal. Then the strike from Balkisu Pekure. Tanzania don't find a way out directly, but the captain stealing in as Violette won it back, but then it's slack as it slips under the boot of Stumai Abdallah Atuman. Plenty of nerves in this near opening 3 minutes. Who will be able to wrench a bit of control into the affair? Violette trying to put a bit of impetus into the match. Now it's worked really nice. Tara Reid has got his hands on his head. And certainly, it's no surprise futsal getting a bigger stage to play on. It's certainly a sport that sharpens the skills. Twiga Stars coach Curtis Reed, certainly a proponent of that, mentioning those who have benefited going into the 11s game, like Lionel Messi and Neymar. And only by playing in these continental or international tournaments will teams see what levels and standards are needed. Strong fighting. It's the Twiga Stars that come away with it. Some nice passing. But then poor control just when there was a bit of space to play in. So important to pass and move or beat your player to suddenly open up opportunities. That's given away cheaply. Tanzania go the long way round. From Donesia, Daniel Minja. Minja having scored in Tanzania's 2 matches thus far. Plenty of nervous energy playing out and a little bit of loss of focus. Tanzania with plenty bodies around the ball. It's a lovely little pick out. Well, Curtis Reid did say they had limited preparation time ahead of Group C, but aimed and successfully surprised, particularly Namibia. And Reid certainly hoping AFCON participation will boost futsal's popularity, not just at home, but across Africa. Cameroon, led by Louis René Epe, a pioneer of Cameroonian futsal since '96. He even quit his job as a librarian in order to grow the sport, and he led Cameroon's first men's futsal team. Now making history with the women's side, who get their first meaningful shot on target. Lunel heading off the bench. Like Tanzania's Minja, the only player in the Indomitable Lionesses squad to have scored in both their outings. Getting what proved to be a consolation against Morocco. And then in their second outing, victory over Namibia. I think both coaches will be understanding but frustrated with how their sides have started. There's no fluency and a lot of individual errors. And at the moment, 1 foul each. As that's fired in, it could come free, but very smart goalkeeping. Vital from Najita Idrissa. Good turn, but then excellent recovery. Just needed a bit more angle on the ball, but now it's a 2-on-2. But just 4. Well, there is the coach, Louis René Epe. He's certainly one who's demanded parity between the men's and women's futsal in terms of funding, media coverage, and institutional support. Certainly in terms of exposure. This women's futsal AFCON, a massive step forward as Cameroon are in. Big save. And then the follow-up. After Ashley Ngon Indifon had been denied. Vital that Najita Abbas spread herself to block the effort. And you can see her now calling for a bit of calm from the Twiga Stars. Breaks down the line into space. Got support Did Violette the captain, but Stumai only able to play it out for a Cameroonian kick in. Certainly both these sides, I think, would appreciate in the final whoever they face, either Angola or Morocco, and even whoever ends up in the third place playoff. These sides will be the underdogs. At the moment we're seeing two teams well matched. Who can find that little bit of control, that little bit of quality? It may be for Cameroon. Great pick out by Bellew. But in Defone, more accuracy. Restarted Cameroon. Well, that's a wonderful take. So difficult for Bellew to control, and keeper fitting. Certainly looks Cameroon's most dangerous in the 6+ minutes we've played so far. Now with Violette. Wants it back, plays it first time. Bellew lays it back, long launched, but easily behind. Bass rolls it out to her captain. And again, it's slack control with little space to play in on the wing. Now with Happy, Daniela Ida. Happy calling for it again. She gets an apology. Either side having really played themselves into confidence. Abbas taking a chance, and no chances taken. Aissa. Better to put it out and reset. That's excellent from Issa. Having read the situation to put it out, then winning the throw off Bellew. Good pressure. Strong challenge. We just saw it run away from Stumai. The ball to the right and having an effort on goal. Happy. Playing it forward. And then winning it again, but now behind. Blocked by Issa. Bellew. Alexa fired across, and only the post stops Cameroon from taking the lead. Wonderful ball. But Bao Kisu Pekuri could only kiss the woodwork. Brilliant ball smashed across by Bellew. And now the number 7 again with a little bit of trickery. It's opened up nicely for Happy. Again, it's a poor ball that asks too much. The attacker on this occasion. Who else but Bellew? Cameroon want to build on that. Tanzania go direct. Twisting turn and smashed by Katunza Jr. Not too many stoppages. So the clock running through pretty quickly. Just Reed certainly looking calm and collected on the sidelines. As you watch Cameroon seem to settle a bit more. Well, Issa going through happy. Wasn't an immediate blow from the officials. Well, Issa will say she got her foot on the ball, but she had to go through. Happy Daniela Ida to get there. And she has been left on the deck. Well, with the rolling subs, there's no point in taking any risks. Hopefully not too serious. And we'll see her back on court not too long. Just the put in. I mean, there was no foul, but Bellew slams off Issa, and then it's a clever ball to find her captain Violette, who will let fly. Diligently. Ball played back. Liga Stars looking for a route to goal, but really good doubling up on the far side. First opportunity for Aisha Juma Manunka. Just harried out of play. So Nga looks long, but can only find the gloves of her opposite number. Bekure taking a chance. Now shepherding back is Elizabeth John Chenge. Really nice reverse ball. That's given away. Possession changing hands. Quick succession. That's a wonderful ball across. Zawadi Amishi Atuman maybe put off by the swipe from Bekure. Long launch. Slap down from Abbas. Really great strength to somehow get out of there, Minja. Long ranger. But an easy take. Nga with a quick throw. And for the umpteenth time, Bellew just not getting the green. But this was the long ranger from Nuka. But it's always going to have to be something spectacular or a huge mistake to beat the futsal goalkeeper from that distance. Great ball picking out. Tuiga number 10. Recycling it, but that's... Oh. Bekure breaking through, scythe down. And it is going to be a yellow card for Donisia Daniel Minja. Well, Bekure did brilliantly, and that is not a pretty challenge. Number 9 for the Indomitable Lionesses. Brave. And now, much like happy Daniela Ida, looks like she's going to have to spend some time on the sidelines. Certainly a sore one, but hopefully just a bit of shock. But, Louis-René Epé wants to see some punishment on the scoreboard from the set piece. So a second foul from Tanzania. Just the one so far from Cameroon. Abbas trying to set them up defensively as the referee makes clear handballs will be penalised. Fired in, second chance, Bellew! Cleared away. Whether that was going on target, not sure. Certainly no chances taken by Minja, given the fact she gave the free kick away in the original instance, making amends. There's Minja again. Oh, it's a really good touch. Almost too good. Maybe appreciating it too much. No wonder Curtis Reid is frustrated. Big opportunity for a clear shot at goal. That's given away cheaply by Cameroon's captain. Now back on the ball, Mbozomo. Can only clip back into Twiga Stars' possession. Lovely little touch from Minga. Twiga Stars pick it up. Just tipped over. No wonder. Well, the first goal you feel won't be decisive, but it could be important. As yet, it's still goalless in this affair. So more than halfway through the first of our two halves of 20 minutes. I thought about going it alone. But Ilam in the end. Very even contest. With a deadlock that is yet to be broken. Minja, the ball across, but it's broken kindly. Minga again using her long throw. Tanzania aware of the threat, and there's a plenty of threat from their number 10. Who needed a number of indomitable lionesses to stop the on-Russian Nunca, but now it's surely. But fired wide by Ilam, but what a save. Double delights for Cameroon's number 1. Tanzania will be so frustrated, but suddenly have a spring in their step. Well, the angle was against her, but she feels there should be a corner. Nga just asking for some help. Launches long. Well, he's showing a level of frustration as well, Louis René Epe. He said they were coming here not just to participate, but to leave a mark. And that was before the tournament. Now both sides know the final awaits, and it certainly looks to be affecting their performances. But Cameroon now breaking behind. The little cutback, but in the right place, Manunka. Ball in, but no real conviction. And oh, there was a great chance if Tenge could complete her pass. Ninja clipped down the line, but it's an easy take for Mboma Zomo. You can see frustration from Abbas. Both sides just shown the best and worst of their play. Can they hit the front? Minja's effort blocked away. Changes of foot for Curtis Reed's side. Fresh faces, fresh impetus. Ball back to Abbas. Now launched long. They were trying to catch her out. It was going to have to be extremely accurate to do that. Trying to work down the line, but taken out. Violette trying to take the bull by the horns. Now clips it forward. Both sides fully committed. Both goalkeepers have certainly made their mark. And a mixture of excellent goalkeeping and prevalent finishing. Trying the 1-2. Doesn't come off, but Cameroon back with possession. Played off by Indefone. Happy tries to be positive, but Tanzania cutting off the passing lines. Good challenge, but Cameroon can come again. Breaks it through the lines, but it comes off Ilam, but she gets the benefit of the doubt. Ball around the corner. Issa getting herself and Tanzania out of trouble. Though not too much distance on the clearance. No, it took 15 minutes of their opening game, Tanzania, to get their first goal. They've managed 7 in total before the semi-final. In truth, both teams in a lot of ways will be delighted to still have a clean sheet intact. But they really want to find their clinical edge. They will have a corner, Cameroon. But the effort, in truth, wasn't the most precarious to Abbas. Just elected to take no chances with the strike from Indefone, who's hovering at the back post, but it doesn't reach her because Ilam with the header. but could not keep it down. Well, Cameroon's first goal of the tournament that one was an awkward one. Headed back by Ebon Mozomo. Inga to scramble across to deny her own captain. And that was scooped up. Something not right. It switches for Cameroon. Well, this is a ball clipped in. Elam might have left it for Indefone. Couldn't get over the ball though. You can understand why she took it on. Happy. Out to her captain. Issa again. Diligent. Inside the final 5 minutes of the first half. Goalless in the opening semi-final of the inaugural CAF Women's Futsal Africa Cup of Nations. Looping ball. Narisa. She's been critical at the back for the Twiga Stars, but having her opportunity to try and breach Cameroon's goal. Didn't make it through the crowd, and now she has the put back in. 8-1-2. A little bit of space to try and work in, but scooped ball forward. What a great one. Battle in midfield, one out by Katunza Jr., who takes again from Issa. Well, it's going to be interesting at the break. Both coaches going to have an opportunity to try and calm things down. A lot of emotions to have to deal with. Nobody wants to make a big mistake. Here's a strike from distance. Comfortable enough, no, for Abbas. Rolls it out. Chance taken there. But rather than a put in for Cameroon, it is going to be a foul. So a third one from the Indomitable Lionesses. Still two more fouls permitted before they're penalised for any subsequent ones. Abbas. Dangerous ball, even worse touch. That was a vital touch from Issa. Not sure if that was going to be on target, but Abbas was having to scramble a little bit at least. Belu certainly had the target in sight. May have been an easy take, given the reaction from Abbas. Now she's trying to get the defensive focus. Issa drives out as that's fired over the top by Happy. Now a bit of space for Tanzania, but Belu doing so well. They were rushed there from Enga. Really under pressure. Tanzania taking their time. Once they're on the ball, 4-second put in. Taking a chance to get some fresh legs on. Zawadi on and takes the kick in. That's charged down. Belu cuts it back. And that reaction says it all for this opening half. Mbomo Zomo into Yami Bridget Ivana. Really chastising herself for the lack of quality. You see there Players desperate for a little breather. It is non-stop action. Bellew keeps this alive. She was under pressure. She drags it wide, and Abbas happy she wasn't punished for a poor clearance. Now Minja. Battling away. Bellew robbed. Strong battle. No one is yet blinked first. Minja hits the target and into Naga. Now a chance to cut back. It took too long for Zawadi to get her shot away. Cameroon able to get across and make the block. Minja does well to get back in cover. Now Zawadi. Nice setup. Is there a finished product? There were options. The finish regrettable. Chengje certainly might have wanted to go across goal. Chance to hit the target, but with also two blue shirts in the box. Well, just trying to cool down. Indefone on the sidelines as Mabomo Zomo launches long. Great chance! But just as the first goal was scored, the whistle had already gone. It wouldn't have been a surprise if Brunel Bellew had got the first goal. Her arm was out. She would claim it wasn't a handball, the officials saying otherwise. The number 7 looking most likely, but when she shifted it to Happy, she didn't get enough on it. But Minja robbed by Happy. Bellew, blind pass that's easily intercepted. Now with Nunca. Couple of exchanges. Battling way through. Oh, but she takes herself out. Zawadi slipping on the whole floor. Speculative effort, but it comes back off her. Elizabeth John Chenge trying to get the effort away. This was when she played in Zawadi. She could not get her feet right. Flipped forward. Cameroon could break. Out of pitch. Akure at least clearly recovered from the challenge she suffered that saw Minja pick up a yellow card as Cameroon 4 fouls, but they're falling foul defensively. The shot just across the goal, much better from Zawadi, but unable to put this on target. He was ready to celebrate, but it remains goalless inside the final minute. Will we get a late breakthrough? Angle's tough, and there was no support. Well played by Bomozomo. And now the captain found again. Lovely switch of play. Maybe rushed it. Pekure trying to go first time. Players maybe lacking a little bit of belief It was so well worked. Well, each side have one 1-minute timeout each. And look at that, furious. Louis-René Épée. Well, he rushed onto the pitch. Not allowed, apologies made. But that's how passionate he is.
Il reste moins de 25 secondes à jouer. Soyez extrêmement concentrés. Extrêmement et très généreuse dans l'effort. Madame.
A timeout call because they won't have any more in the second half, just the one each per half. Deciding to make his message early before the halftime break. Bellew getting all barrels. But it's the knowledge of what they're capable of, and they just haven't shown it. But it's a similar story for Tanzania. The Twiga Stars as well haven't been up to the levels Curtis Reed would want, but Louis-René Épée certainly not shy to make his point. Will it get the desired result? 21 seconds on the first half. Strain across. Bellew shows good strength and makes sure it's a Cameroon put-in. Abbas making sure she got it out of danger's way as that's thumped across. Happy lays it to her captain. Fires from distance. But Abbas with an easy take and now launches long. Little flick on. Bellew, oh, she does brilliantly to keep her balance. She does hit the target, but an of errors and big moments that came and went. It's the goalkeepers who have impressed most. Nga for Cameroon and Abbas for Tanzania. But both the Twiga Stars and the Indomitable Lionesses can do much better. But this is a stage they've never been on for a place in the final of the first ever continental competition in Africa in futsal for the women. The stress and strain clearly playing its part. It only means we're poised and set for a very emotional roller coaster when the second 20-minute half is played out. Will extra time and penalties be needed? We'll wait and see. Well, Tanzania qualifying with victory over Namibia. Cameroon coming through after they, in fact, beat Namibia. Tanzania with victory over Senegal to set up this first ever CAF Women's Futsal AFCON semi-final. Not just a place in the showpiece final, but also qualification for the first ever Women's Futsal World Cup at stake. And Tanzania's captain, Violette, unable to hit the target in an error-strewn first match between these nations, with history beckoning. Then one-on-one Abbas with a brilliant save to deny Indefone. The follow-up well wide. Louis-René Épée looking for some more cam. They had the best chance of the half. Pekure hitting the post. Then Bellew trying to force it in. A great clearance by Minja. And then at the other end, what a double save by Kalist Nga. Oh, the other end, there was still some wayward striking, this time from Elam. Lenny Epe was getting furious by the end. Elam heading over in front of goal. Issa was a defensive stalwart for the Twiga Stars as Minja tried to add to her 2 tournament goals. And then an effort just wide from Zawadi. Frustration for Curtis Reed, as this one just wouldn't go in. And then Pekure taking it too early. There was a furious timeout for René Epe. Will he get the response he wants in the second half? Will Curtis Reed's side find their best form? But at halftime, 0-0 at the Prince Moulay Abdallah Hall. Well, a battling match between these two sides. Who will come out on top in the second half? And will extra time and penalties be needed for our first finalist of this CAF Women's Futsal Africa Cup of Nations, with a place at the World Cup at stake?
C'est DJ comme croisé. When I call them, I all pulling up. We strapped up with the guns and the swords and things spring tell anybody will try this. I'm your neck, I'm your uncle, I'm your boss. I'm your man, no go be mommy gentle. When I see, steady giving them the what you love, man. They can never hear me. Let's go.
Well, welcome back ahead of the second half. Cameroon back on hall floor first. Their fans looking on, hoping the furious response of the coach Louis-René Epé will engender a better performance, but Tanzania have struggled as well. The Twiga Stars now doing their warm-up, but it's a pressure that these women are facing for the first time. There's no one who came before that can give them any of the experience. The Twiga Stars, named after in Swahili, Twiga meaning giraffe. Graceful and strong as they look to try the face out and work their way past the Indomitable Lionesses, roaring themselves before a second half. Nga, particularly with a brilliant double save, Abbas at the other end as well. The goalkeepers have been on top. Can the offensive side come to the fore? Goalless in this first semi-final of the CAF Women's Futsal AFCON. Tanzania and Cameroon looking to put practice in to purpose and find a way to the final and a qualifying place at the World Cup in the Philippines. Navas keeping it in and rolling out. Now with Stumai. Block there from Bellew. Certainly looked Cameroon's most likely. Clipped forward by Abbas. Great taken layoff from Katunza Jr. as Issa switches the play nicely. Shot at goal. Brilliant save from Nga. Much better. Tanzania with some quality build-up will certainly bring some optimism to Curtis Darrell Reed's side. Challenge in from Happy Daniela Ida. The Twiga Stars starting the half strongly. Stumai clipped it across into a good area. This was the early effort and a brilliant one-handed save. Well, it's not a sport really that knows much about goalless draws. It's currently the first, and it would be, of this Women's Futsal AFCON, the first ever held, with Morocco earning the honour of being the first hosts. The Sal Moulay Abdallah here in the Moroccan capital hosting the men's Futsal AFCON a year ago. Morocco winning a third straight crown. Final victory over Angola. Those two facing off in the later semi-final. Tanzania and Cameroon desperate to be the side watching that match in the knowledge of playing the final and booking a place at the World Cup. Well, a strike to Abbas, but that's left Tanzania in, but slipping and sliding and then finding the effort nonetheless. Katunzi Jr. again bringing Fine save from Nga. Chance looked like it had gone. Might have been going wide, but Cameroon's number one was never going to take a chance. A corner kick with Issa over the ball. Long ranger off target. Katunzi Jr. trying to set her up for a bit of space. Couldn't punish the Indomitable Lionesses. Cameroon trying to feel their way into this half. At the moment, it's all the Twiga Stars. The Giraffes a long way from taming the Lions. But certainly a positive start from Curtis Reed's Twiga Stars. Well, this so much of a squad game, given the unlimited rolling subs. Everyone playing their part. See Elam there just taking her seat. As those on the sidelines wait for their chance. Taking a chance. Very good pressure from Belu. Got a real earful when a timeout was called late in the first half by Louis René Epé. I think likely because she's such a big talent, wanting her to raise her game. A screen there from Katunzi Jr. Instead, slackness from Abbas. Ball out. Captain Mbonazomo does so well to feed it back, but it breaks kindly for Violette. Twiga Stars captain, though, and she was barged off it, but no foul and no teammate of any sort as she played it as if she saw someone making a run. So the fouls we did see, Cameroon had 4 to Tanzania's 2 in the first half. They have subsequently been white. And we start again from 0 each. Anything over 5 team fouls, we'll see a 10-meter free kick without a defensive wall. Changes made. That's a wayward ball. Mbonazomo hoping to be picked out. It's come for Elam. Did well to get on the end of that, and then there's complete breakdown in communication. Tanzania survive. Suddenly a bit of life about Cameroon at the start of the second half. We've nearly played 4 minutes of the 20. And now Louis René Epé's side starting to stir. Ball out for Mnunka. It's a great pick out. Over the top from Elizabeth Jenge. It's a great pick out and should have at least got it on target. But she's lifted it over the bar. And now the other end, Cameroon. It's a weak effort on the weaker side for Indefone. Well, that was a clever leave, but fortunately for Cameroon, unfortunately for the Twiga Stars, didn't run for him. Nunca. Nerves aplenty. That's well read by Happy. Finds Ilam. Number 4 takes back. The 1-2 a bit awkward. Down on the deck. Bit of treatment needed for Aisha Juma Nunca. Left on the deck as Happy strode forward. A couple of Cameroonian injuries in the first half. Tanzania in pain this time. Some are certainly enjoying their day out. Those out here supporting their nation, hoping to be celebrating a historic moment, whatever the result. We will have that. Will it be Tanzania or Cameroon that will take that first ever final place? Breaks kindly for the indomitable Lionesses. The Twiga Stars managed to hit back and then have the kick in. Elam recycles it. That's given away cheaply, but Captain recovering to at least hold up. Chenge. That will run out of play for Cameroonian possession. So just over the first 5 minutes of the second half, flying by. Nga tested very early as Tanzania came out strongly, but Cameroon starting to stir. Twisting and turning, and will be a free kick. He got a foot on the ball, but then ended up tripping up Katunzi Jr. Happy. Wry smile. She didn't agree with the decision, but it is the first foul against the indomitable Lionesses. And a free kick laid off, but well blocked by the woman who gave away the set piece. Zawadi. Bit of a slice from Mbomozomo. And now, can they get the cut back? No, the captain of Cameroon blocking the path of Katunzi Jr. It will be Tanzanian put-in. Well, just a warning there. Now laid off nicely. Oh, it's off the line. Much better connection. And yet no third goal. Third game scoring for Minja. Another opportunity coming for the number 6. Big opportunities coming and going. She scored 2 in their opening draw against Madagascar. Further goal against Senegal. Certainly the closest to breaking the deadlock. Elam tidies up nicely. That's a poor ball though from Indefone. What a challenge though. And Bonozomo then gets them going forward. Elam in. Oh, she tried to return to sender. When going for goal might have been the better option. Just wanted to lay it in for a tap in. But the captain wasn't where she thought she was. Elam taking a risk, but then on the turn. Gives it away, and it's a 3-on-2. If they can work it nicely. It worked beautifully until the finish. Chenge again unable to hit the target. He put one over the bar earlier, that one harmlessly wide. Zawadi breaking the ball's kind to Tanzania. Minja trying to get the ball out onto the flank. She was well marshalled. Happy. Turning is now Bellew. Well, that's fired with a bit of venom, but easy take for Abbas. And Bonozomo with the effort, and now gets a little layoff there. The Cameroonian player feeling the effects. He did run kindly for Indefone. Couldn't make anything of her effort. Easily blocked. Oh, really good pressure. It's a foul that will go against Cameroon. But given where Matunzi Jr. was, maybe worth the attempt of Pekuri to try and win it. Oh, a break chance. Saved again. First big opportunity for Shelda Mafuru. But Kalist Ngai with another flying save. And then the follow-up smashed over by the captain, Violette. Ngai, Camerooner to get through, has been the biggest obstacle to Curtis Reed's side. String of fine saves. Nice ball in their space for Bellew. Cuts back in. And Abbas showing that she too has been the standout for the Twiga Stars. The goalkeepers have been at the top of their game, as the chances created certainly been much better than in the first half. A bit more calm and focus from both sides on this historic day in Rabat. After a slow start to the half, Cameroon starting to find a bit of momentum. Little layoff. Cameroon showing a bit of poise. Here's Momatia. Nadine Tendianguk. And now Bellew. It's a right opportunity to try and slip in happy. Brilliantly cut out by Violette. Well, they're certainly seeing much better. Both sides having settled more after an error-strewn first half. As the clock continues to tick down, a breakthrough goal could be now critical. Because it has not been and doesn't look like being a high-scoring affair at any time. So the small margins play the biggest part. Well won by Stumai, but given away. Pekure, speculative and easily dealt with by Abbas, who launches long. And then acrobatic. Well, he's been a fiery character on the sidelines, Louis-René Epé. Certainly trying to fire his Indomitable Lionesses up. It's his captain who blocks away the effort from Issa. Well, that's flown across. And Guy certainly reading the danger. Just couldn't get enough curl on it. Issa again reading the play so well. Ball down the line, cut back in. Lovely little nutmeg pass. Happy winning the kick in from Issa. Fired across, vital interception by Mafuru. Issa says, leave it to me. And uses Abbas. Not the best of kick-outs, but Bellew. There's going to be a challenge to try and control that, headed out. Issa again to our goalkeeper. That's an even worse kick-out because this time Bellew did get control of it, tried to play it forward, but not enough quality to find Mary Princess Ngon Bio. Well, looking on, those who will be taking centre stage later tonight when Morocco and Angola face off in the second semi-final. Chance to have a look at their opponents, whether in the showpiece final or the third place playoff. Of course, the final offering up qualification for the first ever FIFA Women's Futsal World Cup. There is something tangible on the line right now. And what an honor it would be to represent Africa on the world stage in the Philippines come late November, December. Issa on the spin. Superb play. Then it just ran away from her. That kind of drive. Creating space. Just couldn't keep in her reach. So inside the final 10 minutes, if it remains goalless, it will be extra time, 2 5-minute periods. And then penalty shootout if needed. That's really great play from Stumai Abdallah Ertuğman. Matched the drive and wins Tanzania the kick-in. The Twiga Stars with Issa clipping it forward. Missed header! And then missing the target. Two opportunities in quick succession for Stumai. Missed that. And then when it came to her off Mbomo Zomo, she couldn't punish the Indomitable Lionesses. Issa steps forward. Shows that little bit of composure that's been lacking at times. And now in on goal! How is she not put Tanzania one up? Mafuru has had a few chances in the second half. That looked like a golden one. Just had to direct it on target. But there is much better quality in the attacking sense. Here's a goal coming. Space and time for the captain! Oh, she smashes it in! And Violette may have just opened up the gateway to not just the first women's futsal AFCON final, but a place at the maiden FIFA Women's Futsal World Cup. Clinical, where no one else has been throughout. A battling affair. Violette with her second goal, but surely the most important in the Twiga Stars history. Well, what a moment. 32 minutes of stalemate. Broken. Nga finally beaten as Abbas for Tanzania's now. The goalkeeper looking for a first clean sheet of the tournament, which would be some achievement. Cameroon's coach looking on. Louis-René Epe knows his Lionesses still have 8 minutes to try and rectify the situation. More than enough time. It's a critical goal, but it is just the one. But Violette putting ahead Curtis Reed's Twiga Stars. Timeout called by the side that lead as they look to focus up. And a chance now for Louis-René Epe, who will still have a timeout that he can take during the half. Getting this opportunity. Well, our hosts Morocco facing off against Angola later. In the moment, it looks like they'll be battling to face Tanzania in the final. But with 8 minutes and 1 second remaining, so much can yet change. Now, will Tanzania try and push on for a second? Or are they going to just sit back and hope to hit Cameroon on the break? Abbas launches long. That's won brilliantly. And that's worked nicely. Just can't get a shot away. Waiting on it. Nuka, who was helped out by Minja, stepping forward to help. The two linking again at the back. That's given away cheaply, though. But it's a poor ball down the line. It goes out from the boot of Gunaanj, Melina Masononti. Taking counsel, Curtis Reid. Is he about to lead a historic achievement for the Twiga Futsal Stars? Certainly a sparkling finish from his captain, Violet. And now Cameroon want to maintain belief. They've got plenty of time to hit back. They don't want to become too desperate too quickly. Lovely little turn. Bellew goes down under the challenge. And it's a yellow card. Pointing to the ball. Not helping Katunzi Jr. That's a first foul of the half for the Twiga Stars. Thought she could win the ball. Absolutely booting Brunel Bellew. So what can Domino Lionesses do from this set piece? Can they find a way past Abbas? They're just hovering on the edge of the goal. Bellew wanting to gobble up any scraps. Well, Tanzania's captain has scored the only goal of the contest. Nana Imbomazomo is standing over it, wearing the armband for Cameroon. Goes direct, but it's off the wall. Just hoping to find a gap. Tanzania standing firm. Bellew, oh, it's a lovely effort. Abbas, it's off the post. Balkisu Pekure has forced it in after the ball was loose. She says they have it in their hands. And the Indomitable Lionesses hit back, Bellew strike, the follow-up from Happy, but Abbas just could not keep tabs on it. And as it bobbled off the post, it was then forced in by Cameroon's number 9. Well, a match that's been frustrating in front of goal suddenly has one apiece, and we are set up for a grand finale to this semi-final. So there is some treatment for Abbas, but no foul committed. And that means there's pain in her hands. There's pain for the Twiga Stars as well. They've seen their lead wiped out. And now, 7 minutes, 4 seconds. It's taken time to heat up, but now we're in for a red-hot finale. Well, it's a red card! And from being one up, it has turned into a disaster for Tanzania. Sawadi Hamisi Atuman has been sent off. Well, she didn't like the attentions of Happy, but slapping out is never going to be condoned. How she has let her team down at the most critical of times. So, Tanzania down a player for 2 minutes before they could bring someone else on. Of course, they will not be seeing Zawadi again, but Tanzania, despite being down, enterprising run from Nuka, but now can Cameroon take advantage of the added space played behind when Niafone was hoping to run onto it. So this much like a power play in ice hockey. 2 minutes, a player down, but if Cameroon score before those 2 minutes are up, Tanzania will be able to bring a player back on, but at the moment it's 4v3. The Indomitable Lionesses need to keep clear heads and work the space and create a gilt-edged opportunity. Ball across. There's a bit of a disaster brewing. Happy trying to make a defensive error pay. Poor touch from Nuka. But just doing enough, the number 10, to avoid further punishment. Well, taking too long, just 4 seconds to put the ball back in. Cameroon not controlling this advantage. Will only last for another minute. Can they forge ahead? Tanzania defending for their lives. Mbonazomo, but can only find the gloves of Abbas. Just a quick look at the clock, maybe. Bellew. Happy, whose slap face has seen Zawadi sent off. Oh, again, good position for the goal scorer Pekure, seeing it fly behind her. And those who will want to be facing off against one of these sides in the final. That's certainly the objective for all of the last four. Happy. Too tight and barging over. Nunca. You can understand why the referees are being on their toes. It's got a bit feisty out there, as that's fired well over. Well, Violette opened the scoring in dramatic fashion with a thumping finish. Couldn't reproduce one here. That cancelled out by Pekure. As Pekure scrambled it in and then a sending off for Zawadi. So still with a woman up, and Bellew's in. Abbas sprung to action, but now, was there a foul? No, winning the ball. Issa steps in. It's a real scramble. Bellew recycles. And then it's just given away cheaply. And anywhere will do for Tanzania. They have not been able to take advantage of having a player more, and Tanzania, having survived the 2 minutes, are now back to regulation 5. 5 aside, 1 apiece. It's all to play for in the final 4 minutes and 22 seconds. Once from one end to the other. Issa has been an absolute rock at the back. Lovely little ball back in. And breaks kindly. Violette, great pass! And it's ended up in the back of the net! What a response! Nunca! In this topsy-turvy second half. The Twiga Stars were up, then pegged back, then a player sent off. They've survived those 2 minutes, and then immediately Nunca has prodded them towards the promised land of the Women's Futsal World Cup and the AFCON final. Violette with a goal and an assist. Cameroon once again having to pick themselves off the turf. Inside the final 4 minutes. Well, the first half was a frustrating affair. The last 10 minutes of this second half have been unforgettable. And still, we're yet to see the finale as Cameroon hit. Outstanding. Abbas tries to rally the troops, but this semi-final took time, but it has caught fire, and Bellew, off balance, has smashed in after a brilliant ball across by Mbomozomo. Two all, and there's still drama to come. We may be heading towards extra time, but what we do have is a timeout, and no surprise. Tanzania have taken theirs. Now it's the turn of Louis Reniepe to bring the troops in. Much calmer than his first half timeout. Certainly helped the Bellew. Leveled the affair. We are 2-2. 3 minutes 16. A lot can happen. Capturing memories that will be looked at on as the historic moment. This first ever CAF Women's Futsal Africa Cup of Nations, and it is certainly delivering all the spectrum of emotions. So back underway. Topsy-turvy match. Both sides have been on top. They've had momentum. And yet they are all square. Two apiece. Well, that might have ended up outside. Mbomozomo taking no chances. Neat touch from Curtis Reed. Hasn't lost any of his footballing ability. It's poked forward. Ball right the corner. Fine save, vital one. Stumai with the chance to put the Twiga Stars back in the lead. The tip wide. Tanzania have led twice. Twice they've been pegged back. Issa will have 4 seconds to put in once the whistle goes. It's a great ball to pick out the isolated Kurtunzi Jr. Her face tells you all about how she feels that finish went. Happy. High tension, explosive drama. That's futsal in a nutshell. Lovely switch of play from Bellew, whose goal leveled things up at 2 apiece. Loss of concentration for Katunzi. The players absolutely shattered as we come into the final 2.5 minutes. Have to dig deep. Desperate not to fall behind. Mbonazomo gets another opportunity. Well, they felt there was a deflection. Call for a corner, and it's been heeded. Corner kick for Cameroon. Bellew smashes across Balabas. Comfortably taken. Well, Bellew has now scored in each of Cameroon's 3 matches. The moment who may yet step forward as the match winner. Or will we go to extra time? A little bit of panic there, and some are finding it too hard to watch. Violet doesn't want to take too much time. It is laid off. Issa just ran out of space. Well, that is the tension and what it means to each of these teams. They've worked so hard to get to this stage, to represent their nation at the first ever women's futsal AFCON. And it comes down to this final 2 minutes. Is there going to be late joy and desperate heartache? Yes, there will. If Cameroon can hit back after once again falling behind, this time Katunzi Jr. She's had plenty of efforts, but this one from close range is finally beaten in Ka. The Twiga Stars lead again. The question is, can they hold on this time? Fantastic finish and a roar from the Twiga Star in the face of the indomitable Lionesses. Long-range effort, Abbas takes it cleanly. Look at that. Violet, Nunca and Katsunzi Jr. But on the previous 2 occasions, Cameroon have hit back. But they've only got just over 90 seconds to do so again. Violet. Out it goes. Just a couple of seconds wasted. Louis René Epé needs to see his side dig deep for a 3rd time, or it'll be Curtis Reed's side who will be the first ever nation to reach the Women's Futsal AFCON final. Set up for the captain. Oh, Abbas lost it, but didn't lose another goal. Played herself into trouble, but Bellew unable to punish. She did well, in fairness, to recover and get across, and was brave in the challenge. And she's paid a price, though. Cameroon with 4 fouls in this half. So one more allowed before there'd be further punishment. Just 1 minute 20 on the clock. Cameroon must score if they are to force 2 5-minute periods of extra time. They're looking to grasp this opportunity, Tanzania. Bearable tension in the Moulay Abdallah. Abbas takes it short to Issa. Happy enough to see that fly out. With the clock stopping and the ball exits. Curtis Reed looking calm. I'm sure that's not the inward emotions. Cameroon have shown that they will not go down without a fight, but they've only got 61 seconds remaining, or Tanzania will take their place at the FIFA World Cup and in the AFCON final. The celebrations are going to be wild for the Twiga Stars, but they can't let their minds drift yet as it's fired through. Good block. Might have been able to just show a bit more composure and play Violette in, but Tanzania happy just to clear and reset. Happy. Squares it. The captain returns it. Fires it in. Bellew tried to protect it against Issa, but again, brilliant job done. Cameroon have to throw everything at this. Happy through. It's bobbling around. Tanzania are clinging on. Are the Twiga Stars going to be the history girls? It looks likely. Cameroon have bravely fought to get back on level terms twice. They need last second salvation, but instead Tanzania 3 seconds away. The prayers of the bench about to be answered. 1 second, this is going to have to go in from the kick-in. They are waiting, praying. Is it about to be the Twiga Stars' crowning moment? Qualification for the FIFA Women's Futsal World Cup and a place in the final. A second away unless Cameroon hit the back of the net. It flashes wide. And Tanzania have done it. 3 times they led. The third has sealed a place in the Philippines at the end of the year at the inaugural World Cup. And they will also fight it out to be champions of Africa. Great sportsmanship, an embrace between 2 coaches who women gave absolutely everything. But it's Curtis Reed who has edged Louis-René Epé. The emotions raw, both in elation and desolation. It took time to catch fire, but the final 10 minutes were absolutely fantastic, dramatic, and with a tale to be told. But it's the Twiga Stars who are roaring their way to the World Cup and the AFCON final. For the pride of Tanzania, as Curtis Reed looks to bring the team in together. They have made history, and they will face off against either Morocco or Angola in the final. The captain, the hero, the player of the match.
Congratulations again. What's the feeling after winning this trophy and reach to the final?
Cha kwanza namshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu, tumemaliza game salama na tumepata ushindi, na hii ilikuwa moja ya lengo letu la kufika finali na la kufuzu World Cup. Nasema asante Mwenyezi Mungu.
What's the message to the Tanzania people that watch you now?
Nawapenda sana. Nawapenda sana.
Thank you.
It was a real arm wrestle, but Tanzania, once they took the lead for the third time, Cameroon could not find a way back on level terms. And we're just an hour away from our second semi-final, Angola and Morocco. They will battle to face Tanzania